welcome to the Common Unity Podcast. And thank you for coming. I know you could be doing anything, you could be anywhere, but you chose to spend this time with us. And we greatly appreciate it. Today, I've been blessed again to spend some time with my nephew, Mr. DeVar Moran. Mr. DeVar Moran, could you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Once again, I'm DeVar Moran.
Yes, sir.
This man, proud nephew. I'm glad to call him Unc. And I'm here. Unc calls. This is what we do.
Absolutely, and I greatly appreciate that. Let's wrap up a little bit. Let's chop it up a little bit about music, man. Your dad is an excellent musician, has been, man, all the time I've known him. I know he played a lot of venues in the Rochester and Buffalo area. He expanded out from there, went to California, played a lot of venues. And he went so far as not just being a musician, but producing. So he put together for me, out of the goodness of his heart, an in-home studio. An in-home studio. Now I'm still learning. He got me on that Cubase, and all I've ever done is GarageBand, but I'm learning, and it's fun just learning, to be honest with you. But to see him working, when he's working that keyboard and working that Cubase, putting those sounds and beats in it, it's amazing, man, to watch somebody who's really good at their craft make things look so easy. So let me ask you something. Tell me some of the things you learned about music from your pops.
Well, first and foremost, I had a drum set when I probably was 3 years old, and a piano set.
Wow.
Yeah, he did all of that. I think about 5 years old, I turned the seat over from the piano set and made it into a kicking tee.
Amazing what the 5-year-old mind to go to. Like.
Right. So he never forced me into music, but it's always been there.
Yeah.
So when my sports, when that didn't go too well, the music has always been there. Guitar centers. That was my weekend activity because he was always going to buy equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I had a drum machine at the age of 12.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Did you like it? You learn how to work it pretty good?
a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't never been as good as him, but he'll see me over there, because when you go to a guitar center, especially in Los Angeles, they'll let you just play with everything.
Right.
And being that he used to spend so much money, I used to get away with things. So, little kid, I'm just running around, just playing on everything.
Uh-huh.
So, you like that? Yeah. He'll get it for me.
Now that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did a short, about a 2-minute little segment, man, and I was talking about Will Smith and a song that he made long time ago, just the two of us, and how it talked about fathers and son bonding. And one of the things I thought about just now when you were saying that was your bonds, a lot of your bonds was over music.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, between all of y'all, you, my mother, and especially my father, y'all all love music. He taught me about notes, even though I didn't. I'm not like him when it comes to that. But yeah, he put me on. So, like the Cubase and everything that you was talking about, this man was probably about the only black man to have a Macintosh in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. I remember he showed me how he used that to create sounds and store sounds and put together music, and it was pretty cool, man. I'd never seen it done like that before.
Yeah, he taught me all of that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sad. I'm not sad at all. I had all of that in my house or wherever we stayed. It might have been an apartment, it might have been a house. I had all of that at my disposal.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So when, of course, he's an older head, 70s, Isley Brothers, all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's playing what he wants to play. So when I start, messing around with the things, I put on a beat one day. And he was like, "Is that you?" And I was like, "Yeah." Only thing he gave me was a nod and walked off.
But you knew what that nod meant.
Yeah.
That was a nod of approval.
Yeah, exactly.
That's worth more than words.
Right.
Yeah. I tell you, man, but yeah, if you go back now and see, we all have that bias when it comes to certain music genres and times and space with music. And for me, I think the 70s was the greatest era of music for me. But
Yeah.
see, you got to have a frame of reference. Like, okay, when you talk about rap didn't really start until the early 80s, man, late 70s, early 80s.
Right.
And for me, the rap, I think, in the 80s and 90s, that's the golden age of rap for me, man.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that they do now, it just doesn't interest me. It seems like it's so commercial that what one person does, if it makes money, then that's what the next person do. And I don't see a lot of genuine artistry. Like back in the day, man, all these different rappers had their own different styles.
Right.
And they weren't all talking about the same thing,
Yeah, exactly.
And it goes back, even like where you lived at in California. When NWA came out, man, that blew everybody away because nobody had ever heard anything like it before.
Yo, didn't nobody hear about Fuck the Police? Nobody heard anything like that. Now, by me being in Los Angeles, and this comes back to what you asked me before, we experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
Living there, I was there during the riots. So, yeah, that's what you're expressing.
Yeah, what they actually did that was so profound was they were able to take their experiences from what they were seeing in a sociological way and put it to music.
Yeah.
And that was profound, man, because a lot of folks had no clue as to what they were talking about until they thought about it, they looked at it, and they listened to it, and they go, well, yeah, these cats are talking from experience. This isn't somebody like Rick Ross talking about he this and he that, and he's actually a corrections officer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is real.
Well, see, that's the thing about something like that. What you just said, and what is the movie? Hustle and Flow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, at the end. The correction, I'm big 5'0". You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you don't know what the hell you talking about, but you getting your story from somebody else, what is that?
Right. That's not genuine.
No, it's not.
That's just somebody trying to commercialize themselves and make a little money.
Right.
And it doesn't come out the same.
No.
When it's genuine, you know it's genuine. You can read it, you can hear it, you can feel it.
Yeah.
But, you know, everybody nowadays, man, they see the formula, oh, well, just make money. So let me talk about this. And they have no real concept. The other thing that I'm saying is, especially with a lot of the rappers now, man, they don't have the wordplay, the word knowledge, the understanding of how powerful words can be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you on that.
You had guys back then, man, who, take a Tupac for instance. That guy knew exactly how to phrase things and put words together that have profound meaning. It wasn't just, oh, well, I'm selling this and I got this car. No, he could take you from one place to another in your mind with his words.
Well, see, that's the thing. A lot of these young rappers don't go through anything. So if you don't go through anything, you don't have a story to tell.
I agree 100%. But it's funny because everybody wants to be a rapper. It's funny.
And simple fact, a lot of these, what they call them, drill rappers.
Oh man, that's ridiculous.
I gotta go out and kill somebody so I can have a story to tell.
And that's it. And then wonder why when it comes back around their way.
Right.
You know, eventually, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So
Right.
if that's your lifestyle, that's your death style.
Right.
And I see these cats, man, because I know it started off big in Chicago, but now it's pretty much spread around the country.
Yeah, Philly is worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
Atlanta is worse.
Yeah. It makes
Texas,
no sense.
Dallas is worse. You know.
And how are they improving the culture with this, man?
Well, the thing is, they're not. But if you never been through that and you trying to
Create clout?
right, nah.
They ain't the way
I
to do
could
it.
talk about everything that I've been through.
Right.
Like I said earlier, in the first session, I counted bullets
Yeah.
around my apartment building. I ain't got to make that up.
Ain't had to.
Right. These cats have to go out and create something because they're not creative.
There it is. And that's sad.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
For you to not be creative, it's leave it alone. I understand everybody wants money, but how bad do you want it?
That's
But
a good question.
stop. The craft is the craft. Don't do that to the craft.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
if you don't have it, you just don't have it.
Do something else.
Right.
Do something else.
Yeah. Keep on selling drugs or whatever you want to do, or if you want to hustle, if you want to do that, if you want to drive a truck, if you want to drive a forklift, if you want to do that, that's cool.
And that's what they need to understand. Having a job is not a bad thing. You know, making a living is not a bad thing. Everybody wants to be the man on top.
Yeah.
But they don't know the path to get there. So, you know, they put themselves in situations that they shouldn't be in, trying to make moves that they don't know how to make. And the next thing you know, you read about it.
Right. But if you're in a position that you don't want to be in, and you don't have to be in that position, why be in that position?
Absolutely.
It's a lot of them that's out there that I know they backstories.
Right.
They don't have to be in them positions because their parents didn't put them in them positions. A lot of rappers out here now are not as hard as they think they are.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the God's honest truth right there. I gotta agree with you.
Yeah.
But you know, I just hate to see, like you said, I hate to see the craft be destroyed by individuals out here trying to make a quick buck and don't know what they're doing, man. Because a lot of people don't understand that music is also a form of social control. And what they say influences a lot of people who don't know no better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With us growing up the way we did, it was different. When you live through certain life experiences and you see certain things, then you know what's wrong and right. And I don't have to do something to hurt the next man in order for me to gain. But those people who don't understand that, when they hear this stuff, this nonsense, especially that drill rap stuff,
Yeah.
they think that's what they got to do in order to gain clout.
Yeah.
And
Let me see. I remember the first time I heard Percocet, Miley Percocet, I was like, oh shit, this right here, this ain't no good.
no, it's crazy.
Because, you know, when Jay was talking about Belvedere and whatnot, yo, we went out and tried it. We, every liquor that anybody was talking about, we went out and tried it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's part of that social control, social influence what music has.
Right.
You know? And and a lot of times music imitates culture. I remember late 1970s, mid 1970s, about 74, 75.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the War Memorial to see a concert, and it was Parliament. And it was crazy, man.
Oh, I know.
They had that Mothership Connection album, man. And the Mothership actually came down from the ceiling. It came down from the ceiling. Then you had a big giant puff of smoke around it where you couldn't hardly see it no more. The smoke went away, the ramp dropped down, and Parliament comes out playing music. And they walking down the ramp. One cat got a diaper on.
Yeah.
Man, it was so crazy. But here's the other part that caught my eye. Now, this is in the 1970s in Rochester, New York.
Uh-huh.
Them cats was on stage smoking weed.
See,
I mean, they came out and they smoking weed on stage, and I guess that was the signal. Because everybody in the audience looked like they lit up at the same time.
smoking weed.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
this is different. But that goes back to that social control and music influencing people in a way to do things that they wouldn't normally do. Because I ain't gonna say they wouldn't normally smoke weed, but they wouldn't normally do it in a place like that, not the War Memorial.
Right.
So, you know, you have that thing where when certain people hear certain things in music, they want to try it.
Yeah, of course. If you're going to tell me about legal drugs and this, that, and the third, and there you have it.
Yeah.
They're going to try it. I've been there. I've done that. Not with the legal drugs, but they telling me all about these different alcohols.
Yep. I'm going to try it out.
You promoting them. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite rapper is promoting this. I'm gonna try it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I hate to leave audience, but, you know, our time is just about up. And once again, I want to say thank you for spending this time with us. DeVar, is there anything you'd like to say to the folks before we go?
Only thing I want to say is I love my uncle, I love my family, and this was a great time.
Thanks, nephew. I love you too, man, and we got to get together more often.
No doubt.